Hello, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I haven't been here for a while. I've been busy doing work and other things, and I've let my YouTube slip a little bit. More about that later on. But before I go on about that, I just want to say I have been making videos, but I haven't been uploading them because it's a bit like I've been thinking about it before I started recording this, and I think I have imposter syndrome sometimes. I'll make videos and I think I've got a cough still. We've got a cough. What's the matter with me? Right, I always think like we're not good enough to upload. People don't really watch me talking rubbish. And then I've been looking back at some messages that I've looked at on the channel recently. People have sent me, and I sort of appreciate everything that people have been saying. Like, you know, that I've been encouraging them and stuff like that. And that's great. I mean, if I can encourage one person, it's all worthwhile, isn't it? I mean, if you watch a video and you think that's not for me, but I understand what you're saying, somebody else, it might mean not somebody else. But anyway, so I want to make a video again. I haven't made any for a while, and basically it's gonna be a video like the ones that work well for me, are the ones where I just walk and talk and just say stuff. Not really planned agenda, just what's going on in my life. I mean, that's what the whole thing was all about anyway. But, you know, anyway, so how has work been? Because a lot of you know I've been watching these videos for a while now. I was at work for a long time. Well, for a long time, 3 months. Maybe to some people that's not a long time at all. But for me, it was a long time. It felt like a long time. 3 months. 3 months of having to find the money to get through and pay bills and things. And like, you put pressure on yourself. 3 months of looking for jobs. Looking for what you can do and what you can't do. 3 months of doubting yourself, of you know, feeling you're too old, no one wants you, that type of thing going through your head. Eventually I found a job. I applied for a job in car sales. I've been doing it for a month now, and do you know what the honest truth is? I still haven't sold a car yet. No one seems too bothered about it, but they have put the pressure on me when they've watched me do it, and I've messed up a few times talking to people. Haven't sold the car. Lost for sale maybe, lost a company for sale maybe, but they seem to sort of be quite forgiving. They're going to give me a bit longer, I think, before they give me the boot. No one's talking about giving me the boot, but you know, you put that pressure on yourself, don't you? You need to prove yourself that you can do these things, because I'm getting paid to do a job. Yeah, I'm not really doing it yet, but what I have done since I've been there is a lot of training in lots of different things. I've got more training. I've got more training tomorrow, more training Wednesday, possibly Thursday. Hopefully a day off on Friday, because I worked today. It's bank holiday today, and I worked. I mean, a lot of people work bank. I wasn't moaning about it. It's part of the job. I knew I was going to be doing things like that when I started doing it. But you do like to have bank holidays, haven't you? I mean, in the army, I worked bank holidays. When I was in the army, I worked quite a lot bank holidays. Probably more than I had off. But it was the nature of the beast, and it seems like this is the culture and nature of the beast in this job as well, that you work weekends and bank holidays and you get days off in the week. I do get Sundays off. That's been great. Anyway, last week I was away in Coventry doing training, 2 days. The company, not my company, but a company that's supporting the training, they put me up in this posh fancy hotel for the night, and 2 days of training on all the new modern Vauxhalls and like electric cars and all the safety features and stuff like that. I learned absolutely loads. In fact, probably become a bit obsessive about it when I was there, because I really wanted to, like, I got this thing about this is my career. This is my second career. This isn't a game to me. You know what I mean? I left the army with a purpose of doing something outside the army, which was going to be a career to me and something I could put myself into. And so I took the course quite seriously. You know what I mean? Well, I think some people were there. I felt like going along with it. Other people were quite serious, and I was one of those people that want to learn and want to get on. You know. But I mean, it's a good bunch. You have their own agendas for being there, I suppose. But second day there, it just so happened that our group, we were doing a lot of driving the second day, driving around Coventry in these brand new cars, swapping over cars and practicing the safety features and things. That was good. Did a bit of a test around a circuit, driving at speed, that sort of stuff. So I've done a bit before, and it was good to do that sort of thing again. It wasn't something that, I think if you've done it once or twice, you get behind a car and you know that you've got to put your foot down, and I mean, you know, go fast, reverse fast, that sort of thing. Then once you've done it a few times, you know how to do it. You sort of think, right, I've got to do this, and it's like a lot of things. You get your sort of muscle memory kicks in, and you know what you got to do. Anyway, what else did we do? Like I say, a little about electric cars. I was never really into electric cars, but I'm a bit sold on the idea now that I think the world's going that way, rightly or wrongly, and you have to sort of get on board with it a little bit, at least understand it. At least I understand a little bit and hear people talking about and all the things that could go wrong and the things that, you know, the things that are good about electric cars. But anyway, a little of that sort of stuff. As for sales, I think at the moment that's the area I'm lacking most in. I've not sold anything yet, and I don't feel close to it either. You know what I mean? I don't feel if somebody walks in tomorrow, I'm going to sell them anything. Maybe that's my bad mental attitude towards it or something, I don't know. But like, I'm not ready for it yet. Not ready to sell a car. That's what it feels like. It feels like, unless someone was coming in that showroom and begging me to sell them a car, I'd go through the process, but it's something I've got to work on. It's something like, and I call myself a car salesman, I better sell a few cars, don't I? You know what I mean? It's all new to me still. Give me another couple of months. I just walked into a stinging little end. Stung my kneecap. That's gonna sting all night. Must have been a big one though. Right. Right. Yeah. But the other thing I was going to talk about just quickly was I had an email, a message earlier from somebody who lives in another country, and they were saying, and I'm not sure what the job situation is like over there. I'm not going to say where it is or anything. I'm not trying to single them out or anything. But they were saying how they've not had work for 8 years because they've been looking after a relative, and now they're trying to get a job. And I think that 8-year gap of work history is putting employers off. They look at them and thinking, you haven't worked in 8 years, you're a bit of an unknown. And I really do get that, in the sense of like, I never had that massive gap in my work history, but I was coming into industries where I had my knee hurts, stinging now. I had no experience in that field. Yes, I had management experience, but it's no good going to a management job. When you won't give you a management job in something if you've got no experience in that field. So basically, it doesn't count. It might make you, how can I put it? Because you've got management experience, because you know what to expect of people, and maybe what your hierarchy expects of you, you can deliver on that. That's great. What's up? We're going to turn around. Come on. You see her behind me now. She'll probably run past me. She likes to be in front of me. Yeah. So you know, the hierarchy. You can deliver to the hierarchy because you know what they expect. You know, you get told once to do something, you do it all the time. Maybe that's the military in me. You know what I mean? You get told to do something. Those cars need open up every morning. Boots need popping. Latches need fixing. Things like that. Okay, I can do that. I can do that job, and I won't think about it. I know it's like a bit of a new boy job, but I am a new boy, if I like it or not. I haven't got these years of experience of, you know, right? I haven't got these years of experience in the industry. I'm not a car salesman. I wouldn't call myself a car salesman, not yet. And like you can say about any job, can't you? You need that time to settle in. I'm still in a probation period, and which has been mentioned to me a couple of times, and I don't like that, because I feel like, you know, well, why am you feel like your integrity's being questioned, but it's just normal, and you've got to get your ego out of the way, and you've got to go through the process. Anyway, what I was getting at was that person who told me earlier about they've been out of work for 8 years, looking after a family member, which is admirable, yeah, there comes a point where, and people can look at you thinking, well, you haven't got any work experience, you haven't got any industry knowledge maybe, or if you have got industry knowledge, it's out of date. I'm not actually sure what that person's going to go into, or wants to go into, and what experience they've got. But the thing is, at that point, you feel like it's irrelevant, what experience you've got. And you're probably, if you're looking for work, you're looking for work everywhere. You're looking for work at everything, at every level. I think the only thing I can say is, which I found towards the end, is some industries, for me, it's car sales business. I think I could have got a job doing car sales in a lot of places. I think it's the sort of job where people will take you on. People will give you a chance, even if you're older. I think for a few reasons. One is because if you're older, coming into industry, a lot of older people like to speak to older people about buying a car, but don't necessarily want to speak to younger people. It might sound a bit biased or a bit ageist, but they talk to me sometimes if like I'm the manager there, and I'm saying, look, I don't know anything. That's the manager. Let me just ask him in a minute, and he can help. I've only been here a few weeks. Yeah, so people don't. You're a bit of an unknown, and but you go to the right job. People, get the right person on the right day. They're going to employ you, right? You're the right person, which you are for most things. You get the right person who's going to employ you on the right day, a day where they need people, because there's a lot of companies out there that sometimes 1 or 2 or 3 people leave at once, and they're really, we need to employ people now, and that's when you just strike. You don't know that, but it's what comes in then. It's a numbers game where you've got to keep applying and keep going for interviews, because it is a numbers game. It's not a numbers game because one of them's going to say yes eventually. It's a numbers game because of those elements. You're going to be the right person on the day. You're going to get the right person interviewing you on the day, and you also, your qualities are going to fit that person on the day, because you're the only one applying, or they're desperate for someone. They need someone now. I applied for a lot of jobs, had a lot of interviews, didn't get anywhere. And all those thoughts running through my head, I'm too old, I'm not good enough, I've got no experience, and what am I thinking? I was even thinking like, just give up. Just stop looking, and just take some benefits, and just, you've got your pension, and just sort of like cut your losses and change your lifestyle, and just crack on and look again and keep looking, but just don't get upset about it. But no, I wanted to get a job, and I wanted to sort of like feel worthwhile. At the moment I've got a job. Do I feel worthwhile in doing that job? Definitely not yet. I don't feel like I'm there. I don't feel like I know what I'm doing. It's all going to come eventually, I know it is, but it feels like a long way off yet. But I would say to anyone looking that it is a numbers game, and you can't give up hope. Hope is your most important thing, and you've got to feed that hope, because you've got to keep going, and you've got to be that person on the day. That person's got to interview you on the day, the right person. You've got to have the jobs on the day, probably more than one job, say, those type of things are going to get you the job, and that is a numbers game. And that means just keep going and don't give up hope, and just keep going for it if you're looking for a job. Yeah, I looked at all the jobs fairs and stuff, and I tried to do the networking. Look, I was networking. I was trying to get people to help me look for a job, and I thought they were, I'd known them for ages, you know what I mean? I sort of thought that they maybe helped me in the past, or they were in a position to help me, or maybe I would help them if they were needed, but but a lot of people didn't come through for me really, you know what I mean? And the things that did, it was so slow. I needed a job tomorrow, you know what I mean? Not like in a few weeks' time. That's the other thing. I could have, if I hung out a bit longer, I could have gone on a process of doing a management role in construction, which would have been closer to the experience I've had since I left the army, with the management and the construction and bringing it together. Good as done. And even taking this other job, I could have still done that. But when I got offered a job, I wanted to commit to something. I wanted to say, right, this is me now. I'm committing to this. I'm going to go for it. And that's what I've done so far. And unless you commit to something, you're never going to get anywhere, right? I mean, you've got to be 100% on something. Wisha, don't get stuck in there again. Come on. Come on. No, she gets stuck in there again. She goes right to the end. It's barbed wire fence, and I have to get her out of it. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Oh no, where was I? Yeah, just pick something and commit to it. Once you've got a job, put yourself into it. Look. And the other thing is, you've got to give yourself 100% into that job. You've got to commit to it. Great. But I'm also going to say this: if you find out that a job's not right for you after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in, a year in, then just leave it and get something else. I mean, the old thing is like, get a job and then it's easier to get another job because you're employed. I think that's not necessarily true, because when you've got a job, it's hard to take the time to find another job, because you've got families and commitments and stuff like that. You can't give it a serious look. Applying for a job now and again, depends how much you want to move, you want to leave it, how much money you got backing you up. To walk out on a job and have no money like I did, well, I had some money, but walk out on a job and not have a wage coming in, it's tough, as a lot of people know. I'm not the first person who's done that. It's not the brightest move, but if you feel like you've got to do it, you've got to do it. You know, you feel you've got to live with yourself, you've got to sleep with yourself, and you've got to sort of like commit to that. I'm going to find another job, and this isn't for me. It's going to put my family under pressure. But I did think I was going to get a job quite quickly when I left my old job, so it wasn't a case of I had it planned for being off work for 3 months. That definitely wasn't the case. But anyway, so yeah, it's just I wanted to get on there quickly and just talk a little bit about jobs and looking for jobs. I know to me now it's like it's been a month now, it's been in the past, but now I'm talking a little bit about the experience I've had in reflection of like looking for a job. Just don't give up, keep going with it. Don't give up hope. Feed that hope. You've got to feed that hope that you're going to get a job. And that person, I think, is in the right frame for that. They're not giving up. They are keeping going. And also, you're going to be the right person. You're going to get the right job, and you're going to be the right person for that job. And the right person's going to interview you, and you will have the right skills. Just being able to talk to people. Forget about being a salesperson, but just being able to talk to people. Just able to stand up and open your mouth and have a conversation, an adult conversation with. I think for some people that's quite refreshing. Look, I'm going to close there. I just want to say, just in closing, that if you're going through it at the moment, if things are a bit tough, and you're looking for a job and you can't find one, then, or if you've got a job, if you haven't got a job, you're looking for something else, keep going. Just keep going, right? Because you are the right person for the job you're going to find. The right person will interview you eventually, and it'll be the right job eventually. You'll have the right skills for it, and it will come together. But just keep going. It's a numbers game, yes, but you can't give up hope. It's a numbers game because, for the reason that it's all going to fit together and click. It's not a numbers game because you have to do so many of it. It's a magic number. You've got to do 1,000 interviews before you're going to get one job. It doesn't work like that. It works like you're the right person on the day. And what number that is, it could be, for some people, it could be their 5th interview. For some people, it could be their 25th interview. For some people, it could be their 55th interview, or application or whatever. There's a magic number there somewhere. And what number that is, I don't know. It's different for everybody. But it's being the right person on the day. And I just want to say, if anyone's looking, his sun is terrible. I just want to say, if you're looking, good luck. Good luck. I mean it. It can be tough. It can mess with your head. It can mess with your health. But just keep going, because it's something you need to get through. You need to do, like I had to. Something I needed to do. Well, all the best, and I'm gonna make another video soon. I promise it won't be so long this time. I promise. Good luck, everyone. Bye.